Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Nahi jnanena sadrusham pavitramiha vidyate tat swayam yoga sansiddhaha kalenatmani vindati. There is nothing in this world as pure and sacred as the true wisdom of the self, jnana. And the one who is established in yoga, who is adept in self-control and leads a life of purity, such a person, with the passage of time, attains that wisdom. There is no doubt about it. This shloka is a great hope for everyone who is walking this path of spirituality, that sooner or later we will be redeemed. And people take refuge in this one idea that no, Sri Krishna said, I will somehow or the other, someday or the other attain God. But Sri Krishna said, Tat swayam yoga sansiddhaha. Only those who are established in yoga will attain it in some time, at some point in time. So what about those who are not adept in yoga? They will not attain, simple as that, in whatever time. As Sri Adi Shankaracharya says, Brahma Shatantarepi, in 100 years of Brahma also, one cannot attain. Atmaikya bodhena vinapi muktim na siddhyati Brahma Shatantarepi. Till you know who you are, you cannot attain moksha even in 100 years of Brahma. And those who are interested in time and division of time, as per Bhagavad Gita, would come to know that one Brahma's year is quite a long time. Runs into billions of earth years. So even in 100 of Brahma's years also you cannot attain, is what Adi Shankaracharya says. So unless we make efforts on this path to become a yogi, there is no hope. We cannot attain the truth and we shall never be redeemed. Now, who is a yogi? I say there are 4 kinds of people in this world. One are rogis, then bhogis, then tyagis, and then there are yogis. Who are rogis? Sick people. They have this disease called bhavaroga, highly contagious. It passes from one person to the other in no time. You see somebody having a bigger car, immediately a desire arises. I should also have a car. Somebody having a bigger job, bigger house, more money, fame, name, position, power, it immediately triggers off a thought process. I should also have that. That is roga, bhavaroga. Too many desires. And what do these people do? They only take from the world. They don't give back anything. Imagine if you keep eating all the time, there is only one-way traffic in your body. Then what is going to happen? You will fall sick, isn't it? Because you are only consuming, but you are not sacrificing, not removing. Then you are going to fall sick. That is bhavaroga. You want to consume and consume and consume and don't give anything to anybody in return. So eventually you fall sick of this worldliness. That is the roga. So those are the rogis who take and don't give anything. Then there are bhogis. They are healthy digestion. Take as much and take out as much. Take in and take out is equal. So they only give to others only as much as they have taken. Not a paisa extra. They'll negotiate, haggle, and get the best out of everything. Not a paisa extra for anybody's effort or selflessness or service they are ready to sacrifice. So they are bhogi. They live for bhoga. Bhoga means enjoyment. For their own personal pleasure and enjoyment, they lead their lives. And they won't give more than what they have taken. They are very clear about it. Then there are tyagis. Who are these tyagis? They always give more than what they take from the society. Whatever little they have taken from the society, they always feel obligated and want to give back much, much more than what they have taken. They are the tyagis, they are the better of the lot. But they also don't attain God. Sri Krishna says, Tat swayam yoga sansiddha. Those who have become adept in yoga, they alone attain. So who are the yogis? Yogis only give. They don't take anything. Whatever comes by the natural way, they accept it as Bhagwan's prasadam and they are contented with it. But all the time their mind thinks of what I can do for others. What else can I do for more people? That is the mind of a yogi. What will I get in return? That is never their consideration. Surely, if they are doing good to others, some good will come back to you. That's a law of nature. That's how God takes care. Does He not say? Yogakshemam mahamyaham ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate. And I always explain, upasana means worship. Paryupasana means higher worship, ultimate worship. You see Him in everyone and everything and serve Him in everyone and everything, that is paryupasana. Otherwise, it is just upasana. So those who serve God like this in all beings without expecting anything in return, they are the yogis. And once we perfect this idea of yoga, we will attain that highest divinity, after which there is nothing more to be attained. Sakashtha parangatihi, that is the highest, that is the ultimate. There is nothing beyond that, it is said. All worldly achievements are below it only. So when we stand here at this juncture, when 1 year is getting over and another year is about to begin, what kind of self-audit should we do? We are in which category is the audit we should do? Have you moved from Rogi to Bogi to at least Tyagi and slowly inching towards, crawling towards, dragging ourselves towards being yogis who have no desire whatsoever? In our crowd of devotees and servants of the society, missionaries, students, I have plenty of Tyagis. No doubt about it. They are not Rogis, they are not Bogis. They are Tyagis, that's why these institutions are running. Because they are always giving back more than what they have ever taken from the society. That's why all this is running like this, whatever free of cost and things like that. Because they are all Tyagis. But that won't suffice. We have to move towards being yogis. And yogis have no desire, no personal idea or desire of their own, no selfishness whatsoever. They are always here to give and give and give only. And that is the kind of life we must lead. So if 2023 has been at least a year of Tyaga, 2024 should be a year of yoga. Think how much more, what else I can do for more people, in what many ways I can help more people. Ask yourself and do that. And don't be afraid. As I said, if you want to be a yogi or a tyagi, you need to be selfless and fearless. If you have fear of things, what will happen to me, who will look after me, then you cannot be a yogi. At best, you can be a tyagi. You may retain something for yourself just to be sure, in case God is too busy for me, I should look after myself. So I should have something for myself. Those people will not attain God. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa would point towards a glass of juice and show it to the disciples and tell, look at those flies which are hovering over this glass of juice. They all want to taste the sweetness of the juice. But they are afraid of falling into the juice itself. Because if they fall, they will die. They are afraid of that. That's why they will never get to taste the juice. They will always see the juice. They will hear about the juice. They will desire and dream about the juice, but they will never get to taste the juice. Why? Because they are still tyagis and not yogis. So yoga is the only way to attain the highest divinity. And I put it very simply. You may think yoga is all kinds of contortions of the body or meditative mind and things like that. Yes, all those are processes to take us to that stability that we require, that connection that we require. But the true yoga is when you live a pure, selfless life, where there is no personal desire of your own. Anything that you do, everything is for the sake of betterment of all, welfare of all, or serving God in all beings. That is the basic idea of a yogi. And a yogi is yogi every day. Not on yogi on Monday, Tuesday becomes bogi, Wednesday tyagi, Thursday rogi, Friday again becomes yogi. That is no spiritual progress at all. एक पग आगे, दो पग पीछे. You take a step forward, two steps backwards. When will I reach you? That's what the prayer says. So that kind of life we should not lead in 2024. Isn't it? Yeah, so you should ask every day yourselves, am I a yogi today again? And again tomorrow and the day after? Or am I slipping back to tyagi and worse still, bogi, and even worse, a rogi, become so selfish, so afraid, so self-centered? That should not happen to us. We should progress. There is a philosophy in Japanese management, Kaizen it is called. Some of management people, it means incremental improvement. Not one day suddenly doing all the meditation in the world on one sudden day of soda bubble inspiration. Not like that. Incremental improvement. Every day slowly improve. Little improvement spiritually is good enough. Krishna says, Shanaihe Shanaihe Uparamet. We draw from this world but gradually, not all of a sudden. New Year has come, now I'll make a resolution. Tomorrow onwards I'll be a yogi. Come what may. It may not happen. Make a resolution. Every day I will strive to be a better person than what I was the previous day. More selfless than what I was on the previous day. More loving, more kind, more compassionate, more giving and forgiving than what I was on the previous day. That incremental improvement is what I ask for. Even when our teachers complain that some students are not doing well, their marks are low, they've come from very poor academic backgrounds, I tell them the same thing. Don't expect all of them to attain 90% marks on the first year of their study over here. But if the last year they had got 40%, they should get 60% this year. If last year they had got 60%, try to get them to 75% this year. If they have got 75% last year, push them towards 90% this year. That is how you incrementally help them progress on this path. No rush, because it is not practical. Naturally, organically, they should grow. And that applies to spirituality also. You grow slowly, you mature slowly. Shanaihi Shanaihi. But make sure that you do this introspection not on December 31st, but every day, have I improved compared to what I was the previous day? This is good enough. And with every day of little improvements, one day you will attain perfection. No doubt about it. Because Krishna says, Kale Natmani Vindati, eventually you will attain it. Provided you are putting efforts on a daily basis, on everyday basis. And every night you are checking whether I have done anything and everything in my mind to improve from where I was yesterday. In every aspect. Be it your discipline, be it your academics, be it sports, be it music, be it anything. And more importantly, in your selflessness. Have I attained that or not? This is one question if you ask yourself every day and find an answer for it, that yes, I have, you will attain God, you will attain the truth, you will attain that wisdom and divinity sooner or later, no doubt about it. That assurance Sri Krishna is giving us. But yoga sansiddhaha, siddha, you have to become adept. Only then. This is the adeptness, this is the perfection. A pure selfless soul is perfect. All others who have selfishness are imperfect only. You may say, I have sung very great song. That is what I was telling Dr. Anand Kochibotla, who had come and he was so impressed by our students singing. That's not something new that I hear from new people when they say, we have heard concerts around, we have heard people sing and play instruments, but something is different over here. When they sing, it has really given us so much of relief and so much of happiness. And I told them that story of Haridas and Tansen, you know that story. When Akbar asked, how is it that your guru is singing so sweetly whereas you sing so bad? Tansen said, my guru is looking at the face of God and singing, I have to look at your face and sing. And that is the difference. So I told them, I told Dr. Anand also, these children sing for God. They sing to please God, not to please the audience and gather applause. That will happen if you have pleased God. God is in all, everybody will be happy. But their aim is to please God, and that's why you see the difference. This is what I was explaining to them, that while India's soft power in terms of its culture, traditions, music, art forms is very powerful, I don't think we can ever become the leaders of the world by our military might or economic powers or all other ways of geopolitics. But we can definitely be adored by the world and respected as the leaders of the world if we can influence them through our soft power, which is our culture, our tradition, our spirituality. And that is what I was trying to tell. But what is the difference between just an Indian classical singer versus our Indian classical singer is, just any Indian classical singer will be technically correct, very proficient. I'm sure they will know all the nuances of music that they're singing, but probably they may not have the bhakti that they must have in order to please God. And that is the difference that our university can bring, because our university can bring devotional and spiritual component to music and not just entertainment or performance. That is where we want to make a difference to the Indian culture that is being spread now through that university around the world. So that is what he was taking. He was telling, your students are brilliant. We must take them around the world and show them to the world how good they are and things like that. And I will do everything through our university to take them out to other countries and especially the US and show them how these kids are doing so well. They come from small towns and villages, but they're so talented. I said, all that is later, but first recognize that these students are doing what they're doing because of bhakti, not bhukti, not for gaining a livelihood, not for making it big in the world of music or name and fame. They're just doing because they want to please God by what they do. And that is why it is so pure and so melodious. And that he got the point, that he understood at the end. This is what differentiates us from others. This is yoga. When you sing with all devotion, selflessly only to please God and not for any other paltry considerations, your singing, nada becomes nada yoga. Your karma becomes karma yoga. Your bhakti becomes bhakti yoga. Your jnana, your efforts, everything becomes a yoga. There is no need for any other yoga. Do it selflessly for the love of God, for the sake of good of all. You are a yogi. And you are spiritual. No need to worry that whether I am spiritual or not. I don't know so many texts. Not necessary. If you know all that and finally you are not selfless, anyway it's all a waste. And if you know this and you don't know anything else, it doesn't matter because you have got what you needed to get at the end of reading all those texts. So think like that and ask yourself every day, have I become any better than before? And this should apply everywhere, be it our processes, be it our institutions, management principles, be it our education, hospitals, anything and anywhere, ask yourself whether I'm improving from what I did yesterday. Then you know that you're progressing towards God. And then you'll attain perfection at some point in time. We also have today some young, brilliant youths from Chhattisgarh. They come from very difficult geographies of the Naxal infested areas like Bastar and those areas. And they all have come here to learn, to grow, to contribute in our hospitals. They want to learn about patient care, about nursing, and all of them haven't had the opportunities like all of you here. Narasimhamurthy said, poverty is lack of opportunity. That's where they come from. Not only their financially difficult situations they come from, but even opportunities are not there for them for whatever reason. And so our Srinivas said, I want to send a bunch of them here. Let them work, understand, learn, and hopefully make a career out of this and do it as we do, with pure love, genuine concern for our patients. Give the opportunity to those who are deserving. They cannot go to the opportunity should go to them and bring them and give them a place to work, to learn, to grow. And I'm sure they'll carry so much of gratitude in their hearts. Once they have finished their education over here, they will go out and take care of so many more people. This morning when I was in TREP school that started with a lot of inspiration, and some of the TREP students also are studying in our institutions because there is only till 10th standard. After that, they do not have further education. So we take those students, they are here. Some of them are pursuing their PU. Some of them are doing undergraduation, post-graduation. And that is how I told them that don't stop their education there. After that, these institutions are there. It's like a connecting train, that train brings you till a certain station. Then another train picks you up and takes you further. So the higher education will be provided to all those TREP students free of cost, just like we do for our students, so that they also can grow. And when I heard those children talk, it was so heartwarming. I sent last year some of our interns to TREP, those girls interns who have studied here from Vedic internship. They went there, they taught them Bhagavad Gita and many other things. They were chanting it so well. That made me really happy. That's why I invest in the youth. That's why I invest in the future, by educating these girls and boys, because they can go and educate thousands of them more. Similarly, healthcare side, nurses, paramedics, doctors. The idea is to educate them and take them to these rural areas and help them to help more people. In today's newspaper, Deccan Herald was carrying the front cover article was about the crisis of neonatal care or deaths in preterm babies. And India leads the numbers in the world. I believe 1 million children die because of preterm deaths in the world in a year. And out of that, 20 to 25% or more than that, preterm are Indians because of all these lack of facilities in rural areas where the children are born. Our Srinivasji is there. We have opened many mother and child hospitals in faraway places like Uttarakhand, Jamshedpur, so also in Haryana, Maharashtra, Telangana, here. But whatever work we do is not sufficient. More and more such facilities have to come up. And that is the idea why you all should get trained, why you should all study well, so that you become yogis. Don't study here and remain bhogis. Worst yogis. Minimum is tyagis, and the best that you can get out of this system is become yogis. So if our doctors are yogis who work for others' sake only, if our nurses are yogis, teachers are yogis, the whole world will be transformed. And thousands of poor children will get an opportunity. So on this New Year Eve, while you make many resolutions are there, right? I must get more marks in science this year than compared to last year. I must get a better rank in the class. I must improve my scores in or my timing while in sports and running and things like that. I must win more medals and prizes in games. So many things might be there. But please resolve rather that I will be a yogi. At least I will try to be a yogi. And try hard, not just try like that. Try hard to be a yogi who lives for others' sake, not for his own sake. Such yogis, if can come out of this institution, I think we have done our job as the people who are at the helm of affairs. And these children are the future. In next 10 years, I need 2,000 teachers and 2,000 healthcare professionals fresh. We can absorb all of them within our mission only, even if I don't expand the mission from where we are right now. If we expand and take more hospitals and schools and colleges, numbers will go up. But just where we are today, if I have to take, I need 2,000 teachers at all levels, school, higher school, PUC and UG, PG. And I need 2,000 healthcare professionals starting from surgeons, anesthetists, intensivists, nurses, ICU people, all kinds. Minimum 2,000 I require to just cater to the need here. These are high-end professions, I'm saying. If I add paramedics and all other administrative and I think they'll go to further few thousands. That is the potential, that is the opportunity that is available to here in this mission. So that you can redeem yourself by doing yoga every day, by living a life of selflessness. This is a platform, this is an opportunity for our own alumni to participate, join, and give back to the society without worrying too much about their personal welfare, because yoga kshemam vahamyam. You are doing good for others, God will look after your welfare. The people who are sitting there, they come for seva. They're all our parents, parents of our students who are studying in the institutions. When we removed all fees, I only asked one thing from parents. I don't want money from you, I don't want anything from you, but do come here and do seva in the hospitals, so that you also will feel gratified that you have contributed to the mission and you will understand what is going on. Since then, parents have been coming on a regular basis, doing seva here, and they're all transformed. So you all have a great opportunity because somebody is being a yogi somewhere, so that you can learn what you are learning today. It's your minimal obligation to become a yogi at the end of your education here. When you join, you are generally a rogi. It's all about you and your life and yourself. Then you become a bhogi. Okay, little help here and there I can do. Then you become a tyagi as you grow and realize, oh, I have to do more for others. But by the time you finish graduation or post-graduation here, you should become a yogi. You live only for others. And your welfare will be looked after by God. That kind of faith and conviction you must develop. That is what I expect from you. Expect that effort from you in the new year. And that is the new thing that you should try and achieve. We are also starting the Department of Cardiothoracic and Vascular Surgery here in Sarla Hospital. Leaving Jayadeva, there is no other facility in 100 kilometers area which provides these services. And I was told in last year, in just Bangalore alone, there were 10,000 heart attacks So you can imagine where it is going. And if the breadwinner dies, the whole family is on the road. Similarly, children like Sanjeevani hospitals do pediatric care, that also will happen. So that is a department that is starting on the new year. Why are we starting it on a new year? Because we have to do more good to more people in more ways. That's our way. So what more Sarla Hospital can do? Add one more department which is so crucial and serve more people. We are being yogis. That is the way to yoga. As Bhagavan says, you do these things, I will look after your welfare. Your yoga kshema will be looked after. Do not worry. Surrender to the divine. Be fearless. Be selfless and do good. And find more ways to do more good. That is the way of a yogi. May all of you attain this highest wisdom through this kind of yoga of selfless love, of which you have many examples. Sitting by my side, there are two, but there are many more in the audience. Learn from them, be inspired, and walk on this path. And no walking backwards, always forward on this path. So, wishing you all a very happy new year and hoping that you will take these words very seriously, contemplate on it, and practice it more importantly, and attain the highest wisdom and the highest happiness.